After several generations of frugal prudence, we have built up significant reserves. And because we have taken such an approach consistently, decade after decade, in this enormous monster storm, we've been able to draw on past reserves and fund our essential budget packages and help people on a very big scale. Now the opposition says, show me how much we have in the reserves before I decide whether I support your budget and tax plans. Let's have a look at the money. Basically, they're asking, I have something in the bank already. How much of that can I touch?
When we talk about the reserves, we're not talking about raiding them. It's about slowing the growth slope of the reserves. So the principle is not touched. And there's nothing unusual about this, because the PAP do it too. How so? In 2016, this House, including members of the Workers' Party, we agreed to include Temasek in the NIRC formula. Does that not reduce the growth of the reserves? It does. So the argument cannot be that when the opposition tries to put that proposal forward, somehow we are engaging in some sort of chicanery to steal what previous generations have toiled and perspired over to bring us here. And when we look at alternatives, what are we looking at? Healthcare, aging, the same Singaporeans who worked hard, who toiled hard, who now are in their retirement years, have some difficulties. Questions of intergenerational equity come up. And that's the context through which some of these proposals are put forward. Now, we've asked for numbers. I believe in the last term, DPM Hing said, no, this is a secret weapon. You don't reveal these numbers. But this House, this platform provides us the opportunity to do so, if not in session, in committee. And yes, there is parliamentary privilege, but I'm pretty sure, if it makes sense, I'm prepared to give up my parliamentary privilege if I divulge those numbers, and then I'll be taken to task under the OSA. So why are we doing this? We're doing it precisely because we're looking for alternatives to better consider the welfare of Singaporeans. Prime Minister spoke about that social media post of Piyush Gupta and obviously completely mala fide intentions. But when an issue isn't framed accurately and the opposition is made to look like charlatans, surely we have to stand up and say, no, that's not the agenda. And so I hope that clarification is helpful when we talk about reserves and why those numbers matter to us.
On reserves, I'm not arguing on the technicalities of percentages, drawdowns, NIRC, and so on. I'm going on a basic principle that our mindset should be, what is a rainy day fund, what is my daily expenses, and I meet my needs. We do draw from the rainy day fund a certain stream of income to spend. We thought this over carefully, we debated this in the House, we agreed upon a rule which we felt was a fair distribution between the present and the future generations, which is that of the expected earnings, half will be taken to be spent, half will go back and be reinvested and will be for the future. We made that decision knowing that there would be ups and downs, knowing that one day we would be short of money, knowing that we should stick to this for quite a long time and not revisit this as soon as we need money. We are not, Mr. Singh says we're not talking about bringing the reserves down. But as you know, in financial investments, there's no certainty about reserves going up. It can come down for any number of reasons. We may have to draw on them, like we did this year. It can come down because the markets can come down and bring the value of our investments down, despite our best management of GIC or Temasek, as has happened from time to time. And there is a balance of risk which we have to accept, and then there's a fundamental mindset. What are you depending on for the future? What is for now? And I suggest that our mindset should be, what I have planned for the future, I think of as only touching them in extremis. On Monday, when Mr. Singh spoke about trade-offs and difficulties, he said, yes, he knows that there's more spending which is necessary, that old folks, there will be trade-offs, and we can raise income taxes. He didn't say GST, but he's prepared to raise income taxes. Well, these are political judgments which you have to make, but finally you have to be able to spend what you are able to earn. And I suggest that our fundamental mindset should be, we pay our way forward, and we do not depend on another little bit from the reserves, another little bit from the reserves, another little bit from the reserves. Each time, I'm not really compromising a principle, I'm just getting a little bit more pregnant. And it is not, I suggest, that is not the way we should think. As a generation, we should be thinking for the future, for the next generation, and I'm their founders. I want to help to provide for them. And I think that is the mindset which has brought us here, and that's the mindset which will serve our children and grandchildren well.